Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so we're walking down the street with entirely different news this time. This ain't good news, y'all. I got the bad hand on this one. 10 days is all I got. I'm out. I don't get to be in my apartment anymore. They ruled against me. Worst case scenario has manifested and I didn't die, so I guess that's a good thing. To be honest with you, man, I felt so proud of myself as it pertains to getting up on that stand. I don't like how it panned out. I definitely wish I would have taken the agreement, which was to 60 days, which is what I would have agreed to, if they would have allowed me an opportunity to agree to it. But she had a really good lawyer, you know. He disarmed all of that. He left me in a position where I didn't have a whole lot of time to explain myself. That I explained myself didn't make much of a difference. The part that I think I wish I would have been able to do was show the evidence that I have on my phone of my apartment and the panel that's broken behind the bathroom and the water damage that's being on the floor. I never got a chance to show that evidence. I probably should have insisted that I show it, so I give myself the blame for that. But you know what, you guys, I'll tell you the truth, man. I woke up this morning saying so many dang prayers about breaking away from this apartment, and the only thing that's really keeping me there right now is the fact that I don't have anywhere else to go. But if that were to disappear, and you told me, hey, B, I got this, and this for you. Are you ready to move? Hell yeah. I don't need 10 days. I don't need 10 days, and I'm going to tell you why I don't need 10 days. Because that place has had a hold on me that ain't of God for over 2 years. I couldn't even walk down the street like I'm doing right now because I was so intent on being there in unhealthy ways. I'm telling y'all, there's a part of me that thinks 10 days from now, I'm going to be so ready to go that it's all going to align somehow. I really believe that. I just talked to my uncle just now. I'm telling y'all, my outlook is different because I almost feel like this is happening at the right time. It's almost like I needed that place until I needed that place until I just didn't have it no more, and then I didn't need it no more kind of energy. That's exactly what I'm feeling right now. It's not the type of agony that I thought would be coming. Not the type of sadness that I thought would be on the way. Not at all. Only thing that's bothering me is how the hell am I going to watch the draft if I got to be out before probably that day? And where would I be at watching the draft and talking to you guys and all of that? I've lost my place. But I just got a weird feeling that I've walked through something in my life that was meant to destroy me. That's exactly what I feel like. I feel like this was the worst case scenario that I was afraid of, that they would give me 7 days to 10 days to move. Now that it's here, I almost feel like the Lord, like I walked through that force field that you thought you couldn't survive, like you walked through something, like you came through something that you couldn't get through. That's how I feel like. It's like the worst might be yet to come, but you could fool my brain because I feel like I've been liberated from what has otherwise kept me in that house. In other words, the Lord is ripping me away from a place that I couldn't rip myself away from. However he does that, and however his time works, I'm happy about it. Because if he gives me another 60 days to be in that house, I'll probably discover another 60 days worth of nonsense that is not even good for me. I need to be out of there now so that I can get away from what is binding me now. And so that's really what it is, man. My mental health is in a space where, with the prayers that I've prayed over the last 10 days, or whatever last time I was in that place, the prayers that were played were basically about trying to get to a point where I could absorb stuff like this and not break. And as I come to you today, I ain't broken. Maybe broke, but I ain't broken. And a part of that is because I have you guys to talk to every day about these issues. Part of it's because I come to you guys every day with the intent on using my voice to do something greater than what it is I would ever was intend to do. I tell you, man, the only thing I really want to do right now is get back in the house, start throwing stuff away. I'm ready to vacate that place probably quicker than they want me to go. Now, I have nowhere to go. But as far as me ready to close the chapter on that place, I am ready to close the chapter on my apartment as they're ripping it away from me. I am synchronizing my intents with the circumstances in place, and I am ready to get the hell out of that place. And I'm ready to pray my last couple of prayers in that place too. Sit there in my little spot, enjoy it, lay down in my bed. Lord knows where that bed gonna be next week. All of these different things I'm not worried about. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I know they ain't covered. They ain't covered. They who need to cover have not covered. And because they have not covered, ladies and gentlemen, my next apartment might be a great apartment. My next place might be the best place I ever lived in, because I might be able to take care of myself in ways I never have because of what it is that I still hold, despite being evicted. They gonna kick me out. You know what I got? My shares. Maybe that don't mean nothing to you, but it means everything to me. You know why? Because I'm an ape. That's why. Eviction, life, death, nothing is gonna make me let those hedgies off the hook in regards to what they're doing. Nothing. Why? Because it wasn't my choice to begin with. It was God's. Just like it's his choice for me to be out there in 10 days. And 10 days from now, I'm going to be in a better place. Why? Because God. Same thing that's keeping me walking down the street right now, despite being in the house for 2 years straight. It's because God, man, his timing is perfect. His intentions are exceptional. His promises are foolproof. He never, ever lies. So when I tell you that I gain more from going through this, and will gain more from how I intend to go through this, than I ever would have if I would have just stayed in space and not did what I needed to do to get my spirit right. If I would have just stayed doing the stuff that the Lord told me not to do, I'm pretty certain I would not be walking down the street with being okay in any way, with intentions to do work, to get myself out of a place that I'm being ripped away from, that I didn't even want to be ripped away from necessarily. You know, facing homelessness and all these different things with a fortunate enough space of mind to not jump off the highest building right now. I don't want to do anything like that. All I want to do is walk to this grocery store, grab myself something, and feel this liberation that the Lord has given me through the circumstances that are new circumstances. New circumstances, y'all. I'm going to have a new place to live. I might even be in a new state, depending on how this plays out. And you know what I need? Change. Change within myself. Change within how I approach my day-to-day. I don't ever want to find myself in a space where I'm walking down the street for the first time in months because of something that I should have done differently based on how I'm conditioned. I don't want to live like that no more. Wherever I go, I want to see a therapist. Because there's no reason for a man who's perfectly healthy to find himself in the position I am right now. When you know your parameters are good as it pertains to how things go when you don't pay your bills. And so that I got to a point where I couldn't live the way I wanted to. And I told the judge the same thing I'm telling y'all. I drove down the highway 150 miles an hour, bro. Didn't care if I lived or died. That's when I knew I needed to quit that job. I couldn't do it no more. I told all them people, I told the whole courtroom the truth, bro. I told them the truth, and I accepted the judgment in grace, because at the end of the day, they were cool. I told them all, like, look, what I want to do, I want to pay my bills, man. I want to give them their apartment back. I've been praying that the Lord would replace me in that place so that what burden I'm causing by not doing this doesn't trickle down. Remember I said that? When you don't pay somebody, they can't pay somebody sick somebody. I've been thinking about this stuff. And now that I'm leaving this place, I can't wait to get the hell out of there. Because I know the Lord is going to slide somebody in that apartment that needs it. Maybe some people with some kids or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some people who just don't have nowhere to go. You know, it was another situation I could tell y'all about while I was in there. So it was a tenant who was in an unlawful entry situation. But the owner of the apartment, because this person is living in his property, he can't live there. So he living in the hotel room while owning property that this person is inhabiting. So it was like praying for them was easy, you know. I'm sitting up there worried about myself, but I'm listening to what other people got going. I'm like, man, maybe I'll be living in the hotel room soon and I'll need prayers too. So it's like, let me go ahead and put these prayers out here for this person. Man, I was praying in that courtroom half the time, bro. It's another reason why I'm walking out of there feeling all right. Because half the damn time I was in there, I was praying. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to understand. I'm going through not the worst trial of my life. Nah, probably like fourth. Maybe like the fourth worst trial of my life. And you know what? The sun still shines, bro. I'm still out here. 10 days from now, I'm going to be out of that apartment. I'm going to be out of that apartment. However that goes. And where I land, probably around some people that really care about me, man, because that's what I'm used to. Hopefully it happens that way. You know what I mean? Or maybe it don't work that way. Maybe I'm out here on the street. But you know what I'm going to do on the street? Honestly? Be outside in ways that I never allowed myself when I had my own apartment, man. I hate to think that way. But like, just be a human again. Talk to somebody again. I can't tell you how liberated I am from being locked in to a place that allows me nothing. No access to nobody but my damn self and my fears and my anger. Or my worries, whether. Ain't really much anger. Now, the Lord is forcing me back into a world where maybe where I find myself, I can jog around the corner again and feel comfortable. It's something I've been praying about. Being able to jog. Like literally jog. You know what I'm saying? Just jog, bro. So as I stand before you guys in this space where I'm used to being in an apartment, I know that that apartment is gone. And I praise God for the process from which He liberated me from that apartment. Just like I told myself I was going to walk out of there praising God, but I didn't think it would come like this. But I just feel like I'm walking these steps. I feel like there's some strange comfort that's about to take place that I can't explain. And then there's a cat that just pops out of front. He hopped out as soon as I said a strange occurrence. Hello, sir. I mean you well, buddy. I mean you well. You know I'm going through hell right now, but you have made my day better. And you made all these people's day better too, little buddy. Yes, you have. God bless you. Thank you for your energy, buddy. I wish I could take you with me, but I cannot. I don't have nowhere to go. But I tell you what, you're my new friend, so I wish you well, okay? Good luck to you, buddy. God bless you. Yeah, this little friend of mine here, you're a really good guy, man. I tell you, animals love energy, man. I would love to bring you with me, little cat. You're rubbing against my shoulder here, or my knee. You know what I'm going through, huh? You can feel it, huh? You can feel it. He can feel what I'm going through, y'all. He know I'm going through hell. And I love him. I don't know this little buddy, but God bless him. Heavenly Father, watch over him as he's out here. I would bring him home if I could, but I don't have nowhere to go, buddy. I don't want to leave you out here. You know I don't want to leave you out here. You're my friend. I would love to love you, buddy. Do you have somewhere to go? Do you have people that love you, buddy? I know you do, man. It's called God. Don't you forget it, okay? God bless you, buddy. I love you. I'm going to walk away now. Hope you got a place to stay. If you follow me, you can if you want to. Anyway, I'm not the guy that takes stray cats in, of course, to wear, right? But boy, was it comforting to see him come around right now and just come around out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Out of literal nowhere. And y'all know what I'm sitting here talking about. You all see the Lord's favor. You all see it. That's what it's about. When you're sitting up here talking about how you want to do better in life and you're going through the worst times you can, and then out of nowhere, love come out of something, just nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere. On cue. And I know that's all it was. It was just love. He came out of a truck. He hopped out of a wheel of a truck. I wish I could have showed y'all what it was. As soon as I said whatever it was that came out of my mouth at that moment, that cat jumped out of that truck and walked right up to me and just started rubbing himself on my knees in comfort as if it was love or something like that. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. It gets better. I'm here to tell you it gets better. You know, one of my old co-workers hit me up before I went to court, and he was telling me about the circumstances he's going through with his health. He's dealing with diabetes. Shout out to Antonio, man. I tell you, that energy toward me, the cat, Antonio, Karen, that's really what's missing in my life. It's just some type of love that doesn't come from inside of me. I'm a very sensitive guy, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say I'm soft. I don't believe myself to be soft. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the toughest. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not trying to be tougher than I am. I didn't grow up in nobody's hood. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up like that. I really genuinely feed off of seeing people happy. I genuinely feed off of seeing people okay. I genuinely feed off of stuff that's just positive. Yeah, that's how I roll. So to be like this, when I'm actually like that, it's a great contrast that's always at war, because it's like I really genuinely want to touch the people. I really genuinely ain't afraid to be outside. But at the same time, it's like, You get to a point where your anxieties get the worst of you, man. Where your mind starts telling you shit that ain't true, excuse my language, but just ain't true. And that's what I've been dealing with over the last several years. And I just feel like it's coming to an end for the better, man. For the better, it's coming to an end. So I'm going to embrace what I have to do. I hope that the Lord will help me organize. I'm going to tell you the truth. As it pertains to cleaning out my apartment, I was having anxiety about that before, but right now, none. I'm ready to throw out everything in that damn apartment except for my bed. And I really am. Most of that stuff can go, man. Like the entertainment system there, that was my mother's. I love her to death. I like the entertainment system, but I don't even use the TV it's attached to. You know what I'm saying? That shit can go, excuse my language, but it can go. All them plates in there, I got so many plates that I don't care to keep. Clothing, all my clothing is done anyway. Most of that clothing I changed my whole body since the last time I bought clothes. So what the hell is the clothing going to do for me now? I can't even barely wear most of that stuff. I need to redo my whole everything. So for me, it's like, I want to let you guys know, I'm ready to put everything behind me. As it pertains to Lenox, Inglewood, I want to put this whole life here behind me. Because at the end of the day, it was never for me. This was a place I was supposed to only be in to heal from my mother's passing, get my life in order as it pertains to getting a little money in my pocket and elevate from there. But I never had a plan. That was the problem. I never had a plan. So I was always working for nothing, working to smoke, working to come home and be in isolation because there was no one there to come home to. It's just nothing. And so when you get conditioned for that, then you get used to that. Then you look around in your life and you realize that you're comfortable with no one being there, with no one ever hearing your voice other than people you talk to on the phone, like in regards to this content. You know, you start looking at the years go by. How long has it been since I went on a date? How long has it been? Like, my car's gone. All this stuff I was trying to do in the name of being an 8, which I'm proud of. But those sacrifices were not necessary. They weren't best for you. And so when I come to you guys saying, yo, I feel so much grace in the presence of my stresses. I feel like it's going to be okay somehow. I feel like I'm more rejuvenated to work on myself, maybe even work and get a job too, if I have to. I just feel I feel released. I feel released from a burden that had a stranglehold on my mind, man. That's the best way I know how to describe it. It's a burden, a stranglehold on my head that had my esteem, had my desire to move around and get all kinds of things done for myself. I wasn't letting myself do nothing. And I'm tired of that being my reality, and forcefully, by way of my God, it will not be for not even a second longer. Not even a second longer. So praise God for opportunities that are about to open. Praise God for all of you guys watching me, praying for us. I always ask y'all pray for everybody, not just me. Praise God for the opportunity to enjoy my apartment for the last time. You know what I mean? Get back in this place and make peace with it. Get my goodbyes in. Let the Lord organically break me away from this place for the first time in 8 years. Which for me is not hard. It's not hard. You know, as it pertains to letting go of something that I lived in. I had the first apartment I ever lived in, I lived in for 16 years. Never once moved. When we finally moved, we was out of that place. I didn't miss it 5 minutes after we pulled away from the park. I did not miss it and ain't missed it since. Same thing as it pertains to the place I just lived in. I ain't missed that place. I feel more attached to where I'm at as if I've never left this place. So I can't wait to break the attachment to this place since it's been so damn toxic for me. Or rather, I've been so toxic in it as it pertains to how I wanted to handle it. So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I'm looking forward to the hard work. I'm looking forward to it paying off. I'm looking forward to feeling good about my situation going forward. And just let the Lord do what He's gonna do. You know? Let Him bring me to the space that'll ultimately make me most happy. And once that happens, it's all up from there. But never will I allow myself to be so coerced into being in the house and so comfortable with not getting what's best ever again. Never again. I'll tell you what I am going to miss, though. It's going to sound funny, but my dog friend across the way, across from my bathroom window, that dog's been more or less my buddy from afar the whole time. I've been listening to that dog whine ever since I first moved in there. I think it was longing for missed children or something. That was the energy I gathered from it. But every day, that dog is always there to do a little bit of a little whine or a whistle. Anytime I react, it's going to react to me. And sometimes it'd be 3 a.m. I might sniffle, and that dog across the way will give me a quick woof to remind me he's there. Like, that's the type of stuff that I genuinely am going to miss living over here. But that feeling, all of them different sadnesses and all them different hurts and all the different energies that came with that place, I tell you guys, I ain't gonna miss nothing about that. I ain't gonna miss nothing about that. And just, like I said, man, just used to being out again, man. Every day. Just used to being out again. That's important to me, man. Sitting in the house like I've been doing, God, that's no way for me to live. And even though I'm kind of afraid to break away from that to a degree, not as it pertains to wanting to get used to not having that problem anymore. Not in that way. Now I'm walking past El Super. I know I want something out of there. I said I wanted wings out of there, but now I'm walking past that place. I really don't want any wings. I really don't want any wings. That ends up happening to you. You're like, yo, do I need anything there for real? Now that I'm out of there in 10 days, man. Now that I'm out of there in 10 days, I tell you, I'm just in a mindset that maybe all the stuff that I was planning for, like buying certain groceries and stuff, maybe I don't need any of that. But I tell you what I definitely don't need, that fridge. They can just go ahead and keep that. Give me my $40 back if they're going to refund it. If not, I'll just take the loss. But, why am I walking past this place knowing I probably need something in there? Do I need anything in there, though? Because I did buy groceries yesterday. Probably some canned goods or something. Probably use some canned goods. You know what? I think I'm going to walk past it. I think I got what I need, though. Because I got everything but the chicken. Do I want that chicken? Nah, I don't want the chicken that bad. Anyway, that's not important. I don't know why I put that in the content. Forgive me. But that's kind of what it is. You just get to a point in life, you guys, where you can do one or two things. Either you can look at your hard times and say, yo, I'm screwed, I'm stuck. And that's probably what I would have did if I was still in that bad space where I wasn't close to God. But all this dang praying I've been doing, I don't think the influx of anxiety is present right now. That whole, yo, you got to really consider, you got to hurry and get out of here. Yo, you ain't been out there. All those feelings, they're away from me. They're away from me. And what's close to me right now is what needs to be done, is the support of my uncle and my grandfather, who will be talking to me later about how we can organize a way to move me around, or at least they can step in and kind of give me some pointers at where to point. Now I'm just going to let the Lord do what he do. You know, I'm not going to be there 7 days from now. You know what I mean? That's the truth. But regardless of what, I'm not going to sit there and act like this ain't happened. And just like I addressed it when I went to the library, just like I addressed it last week when they didn't show up, I addressed it this week when they did. And I prayed for this as it pertains to, if I got the worst news, be able to be okay with it. If I need to break away from that apartment, break away from it. If the Lord want to put me somewhere else and he has a plan for me, I look forward to that plan. You know? And so that's where I'm at. I'm not in the business of taking on the worst of circumstances and then allowing myself to feel worse for it. Nah. I'm in the presence of taking on the betterment of circumstances. And then from there, allowing it to help me be better. You know what I mean? Help those circumstances help me be better. And so that's where I'm at. You know, I'm outside. I'm feeling good. Circumstances weren't great. Bad news came. So what? Just keep pushing forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep pushing forward. Hope all of you guys are having a fantastic time. As I always say, pray for everybody. Just pray for me. I get there. I get the prayer for pray for everybody. And that's really where I'm at, man. I really believe that when you put forth your effort to be better in regards to getting closer to Lord and Savior, who you believe in, when you get closer to that person, you start to understand that a lot of the fears that you hold aren't real. A lot of the things that you've been attached to, things that have been attached to you, they're not necessarily supposed to be there. Sometimes it takes getting closer to God to help you understand what it is He wants to do in your life as it pertains to certain things that don't seem right, but are right for you. And that's what He's allowed me to receive in this process. What I'm asking for, and what I hope you guys will help with in regards to prayer, is for people like myself who have trouble doing what needs to be done when they have a deadline or when they have a countdown, so to speak, that we're able to get those things done, because that's what I'm struggling with. Not necessarily right now, but that's just a general thing I always tell you. If it's a countdown, it's a problem. Right now I got 7 days to get out, but I just don't feel the same way about it. Maybe it's because it's new, maybe it's because it's not real to me since I've been in this apartment non-stop the whole time. That's probably what it is. It ain't new, it ain't real. But what makes it okay is just knowing where I'm at financially. That's the key to it. When you know you don't have any path to being able to pay, and the bill keeps getting like this, that's when you're like, all right, on one hand, yeah, I would like to be able to keep going the way I was going. On the other hand, I know that that's not possible. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to a point where you're like, if I could do anything in this world, I would like to change me in regards to how I was viewing what I was doing first half of the year versus to how I want to do it from the second half of the year, and not be a burden to anybody who's rooting for me to be better. My goal, if I have to move out of state, is to be able to move back home. You know, I got people out here that even though I don't see them very much and all that, I still like my home. But what is home if you never leave the home? You know what I mean? So I don't know how to view that. But, you know, I think about the people that I care about out here that I want to be able to keep close to or start being close to, you know? Can't do that if I leave. But this apartment is going to be blessed in regards to moving away from me. I ain't got to move out of this apartment. It's moving away from me. And it could never come at a more necessary time when you consider how much damage I've done to my own mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really comes down to. You consider the damage you've done to your own head, sitting in the same space, doing the wrong things. You start to realize, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it's time for you to be uprooted from that place, so that the Lord can do with you what it is He intends to do from here on out. So that's what it is for me. That's what it is. And look, I'm going to tell y'all something that you probably already know. I haven't driven a car in a long time, man. I haven't driven a U-Haul at all. Never driven a U-Haul. So this is going to be very interesting to see how I mobilize what I need to get myself out of that place real quick. Because for somebody who ain't drove in a while, that's going to be some difficult stuff. That's going to be difficult. But, you know, if I get the right amount of help, I suppose I can help that. Throw money at the situation and be fine with it. Like I said, nothing in my house I really need to keep, bro. Nothing inside, nothing. I mean, if the place that I'm going to has a bed, then I probably let those beds go too. I want the Lord to let me let go of certain things. Now, one thing I don't know what to do with is my art. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea what to do with that stuff. But I know that throwing it away is probably not the best idea, to say the least. But put them in storage either, I don't know what to do with that art, y'all. Maybe I can have one of my friends store it at their place or something. Or maybe wherever I'm headed, hopefully I'll be able to store it there, but I don't see that path. If that path is about to open up, I certainly don't see it. But you know, that's part of it. It's just asking God to help me let go of things that maybe I'm married to, maybe my esteem is married to, or maybe my mindset is married to. Because at the end of the day, anything I made can be made again. Anything I made can be made better. And all of this stuff is digitally copied. So, what are you gonna do, man? I just got a bunch of stacks of paper sitting on one spot, and they don't need to be up there no more. And so that's what it is. I can need some prayer on that too. Just what to do with this art. Obviously, I want to get that stuff to a point where it's, you know, doing what it's supposed to do. But at this point, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the art. So, any suggestions? Honestly, any suggestions? Anywhere? Well, I don't know what to do with that stuff. So, yeah, right now I'm just babbling, as you guys know, kind of in a state of peace, but also shock. It's like that when you've lived in a certain type of mindset where denial has been on the forefront, and now you got to focus on what it needs to be focused on. But the prayers have been prayed, man. Prayers have been prayed. And look, for those who are going through what I'm going through, you're not alone, baby. That's the beauty of what it is we do on this channel. We are relatable in a sense that if you've gone through something that I'm going through, then obviously you know that you ain't alone. So that's what I want everybody to understand, man. A lot of time when I was going through what I was going through in this situation, I felt alone, man. I didn't only feel alone, I was alone. I was forcing it upon myself. And so you find yourself in alone, you need alone, you know? I don't know, I'm just playing around, but it is what it is. You can't do nothing by yourself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're gonna need help. You're gonna need people to kind of build you up, or at least encourage you to build yourself. And I've been fortunate enough to have that in certain areas of my life, and I just continue to need that going forward with what it is I'm dealing with. So, you know, I wanna do all kinds of stuff that's gonna fix my life. But one of them I don't want to do is have to go back to work. And that's forced upon me now. And I want to be able to do that with the humility necessary to face it. And I just look forward to the Lord giving me that, because I'm positive about it. I'm positive about it. It's like, if it's meant for me to do it, at this point, I want to walk away from anything that would otherwise oppose me to it. That's how I feel about that. If it's meant for me to do it, then I got to get away from anything that's going to keep me from it. And that's how I feel about being in that apartment from here on out. If I were to be given 30 days, 60 days, all that. Maybe the rush is the purpose. Maybe it's to hurry up and get me up out of there. Hurry up and make it so that certain things can shake up so I can be where I need to be. Hurry up and get to a shelter so I can get that experience. Maybe can sit next to somebody and pray for somebody in a shelter. So I don't know what the Lord has in store for me, but I'm going to take the energy that I've built with the prayers that I've prayed, and I'm going to take the favor that I have with whatever it is He wants to do with me, and I'm going to do good with it. I'm going to earn what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to earn my life. I'm going to earn my life at 38 years of age, because I'm in a space where I ain't got no choice. And I'm fortunate enough to feel and look younger than I am, so I should be able to do it. I should be able to get a job. I should be able to force myself to work for 11, 12 hours a day. And I don't want the mental hurdles keeping me from doing it based on the needs to get it done. Do I want unemployment? No. I need it. I don't want it. I don't feel myself to be someone who can't work. Did 800 squats, this 1,800 squats? That's what we go, 1,800 squats this month. I can work. It's just that my mind doesn't allow me to stay there without losing it. It doesn't allow me to do work without hating life. But that's just not real anymore. That doesn't have to be the case anymore. Because I know that I'm doing good in life as it pertains to how I'm handling my energy and all this other stuff that I'll be talking about in regards to my art. So there is no real loss when you know that God is boss. When you know He's controlling everything, and you know He got your hand grabbed, He's holding your hand, He got you by the arm. When you see all these little things that I'm seeing here, the little cat just walking up to me when I'm feeling my worst, I'm telling you, He's with me. As it pertains to when I put myself out there to pray for the good that comes my way, I often see the signs that tell me I'm on the right path. And this moment I'm on feels like the right path. It do. I don't even feel like I got bad news. I just feel like I have to do tough stuff to respond to what's been given, which don't have to necessarily be all that tough if I handle my business. And so I tell you guys, man, I don't know what the Lord has in store for me, but I'm excited about a new chapter, a new phase, new comfort zones, maybe not being comfortable at all even. Being around people who are going to say, look, you need to get out of my house, go work. You can't stay here. Even if your mental health is telling you you can't. So get out there and force it. And I think that's what the Lord wants me to do ultimately. You're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, God, I don't know. I really don't know. I just want to be able to be okay in my own head for once in a while. Once in a blue moon, just be all right. But it's like, that's not necessarily what it is. It's about what would you want to do if you weren't like you are. That's what came to me while I was praying yesterday. Actually, it was the day before, but nevertheless, that's what came to me. It's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, God, I mean, to be honest with you, I just want to be able to be okay in my own head. You know, I was answering it that way. I just want to be able to get out the house and I feel whatever. He was like, nah, that's not. It's not necessarily what I'm praying for you to respond to. I want you to tell me if the world was the way you want it to be, where would you be? I was like, oh, wow. I was like, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Every time I tell myself I want something, I often tell myself the path to getting it is going to rupture my mindset. And that's what I learned. I never had nothing because I never wanted nothing. I never had nothing because I was always trying to keep myself from being in a space where I was like, I guess you can say uncomfortable more than anything. Anxiety, all that ruled my life to the point where I never let myself have nothing. Anytime I had a girl I really liked, I never really pursued her properly. Anytime I had a job that was really good for me, I didn't give it my all. I didn't want to be there. You know, opportunities to get my education, I ignored them. Love interest, stuff like that. Didn't put myself in a position to get my help that I needed so that I could be that person that was stable in circumstances necessary. And they're all necessary, of course. And so for me, it's like, now it's about figuring out what I want to do, not what I'm going to be forced to cope with based on my inability to see that my mental health needs maintenance and that I can't just cope all the time. I can't just sit there and say, yo, yeah, I think I'm gonna be all right because I'm able to sit myself in this comfort zone and never worry about anything. That doesn't work, man. You gotta get out of that comfort zone. You gotta tell yourself that there's a way out of what you shouldn't be. For whatever reason you're in there, you can get the hell out of there. It's bad for you. You got one life. You can't stay there the whole time and expect to get the most out of that life. And what I've been seeing lately is people looking up and seeing Carl Anthony Towns and his lady in the Maldives or something. Beautiful everything. Artistic, beautiful everything. Stuff I want to be a part of. Lord asked me what I want to be there. That's what I want. I want to be on vacation, not worried about what I'm not doing while I'm on vacation. Because that's what came to me then. It's like, yo, I never let myself have nothing because I start psyching myself out. Where you on vacation? Where everybody else is? You're on vacation. Who's suffering? It's like I'll never let myself have anything, you know? And that stands for the same thing that in regards to why I'm broke right now. So I never let myself pander anything to you. I never ask anybody for as much as a donation. It ain't because I'm better than anybody else, because I don't let myself have nice things, you guys. That's what I've come to terms with. It has a lot of more meanings than that, but that's what it really boils down to. I just don't really let myself have nothing but the comfort to my own isolation, which makes me more unhappy. And I got a world to see, man. I'm 38 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life. I got a whole world to see, man. Whole world to see. And the sad thing is, I've been afraid to do that. I've been afraid to do that. To go outside and just be. To go get a job and earn some money so I can let that money manifest something that could turn into something for me. I never had dreams or plans. I never had dreams or plans because I was always trying to cope. Always trying to cope. My dreams had to do with coping. How can I be my best self without having to see nobody? How can I be my best self without having to go to work? How can I be my best self without having to go to school? How can I get the best deals without actually going shopping? How can I eat a meal that I like without anybody actually delivering to me? These are questions that I was coping with. As opposed to saying, let me go outside and do what I need to do. Simple stuff like that. It just get to a point where you're like, man, I'm in my own way. Ain't nobody in my way. That's what it comes down to. You start realizing I'm in my own way, bro. Ain't nobody did nothing to me that I ain't did to myself 10 times over by not just simply coming to this realization beforehand. But now that it's here, it's on time. Now that it's here, it's on time. You see what I'm saying? Now that the realization that I can do better is with me, it's in the space where I have things attached to it, like the art, like the channel, like the playlist, all that, to where I'm bringing something to the outside that I am able to be proud of. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. All the other times I was assessing the me I knew, I don't like this because this is what happens when that happens. That's a me that didn't have nothing attached to his name that he was proud of. That was me who didn't have no art. That was me who didn't have no positivity. That was me who was selfish in the heart as it pertains to who I'm praying for and when. Praying for me. I pray for you when I see you. The type of stuff that just doesn't work. That's what I was engaging in. And I assess myself that way because I haven't been outside since I was like that. It's the truth. And so when you go through hard times in your life, you just remember you can make it through. Give it to God. You'll make it through all these problems. Give it to God. You will make it. I promise. And make sure the kids hear that, man. Oh, that's all I wanted to hear when I was little. When I was going through the stresses and strains in my life, I just needed somebody to tell me God exists so I could turn to him. I kid you not. If I didn't have God, man, I don't know where I would be out here in these streets. I'd be knocking somebody over the head right now trying to get something. Kid you not. And that's just not in my spirit. It ain't who I want to be. It ain't where I want desperation to take me. I don't want to be the guy doing everything to get a buck just to eat, man. And it's funny because I was thinking about that too. And then, as I was thinking of that, a verse came to me. I don't remember exactly the number of the verse. Maybe you guys do. But he's talking about, like, I take care of the birds. God is saying, I take care of the birds. I take care of everything. So if I can feed them, they ain't out here with no direction. They don't have, I mean, they're birds. They got to get in where they fit in, but I feed them. They got to get in where I fit in, but I always make sure they have what they need. And sure enough, that's what came to me. It was like, yo, you are acting as if God don't have things under control when you hold yourself in a space where you don't have any faith. You acting like God can't do nothing for you. Like he can't manifest some blessings out of the circumstances you're in. Give him a little faith. Don't walk away with egg on your face. You don't have to walk away with egg on your face. When you know what God can do, when you see the cat walk up to me, you saw it. These are the signs that let us know God is with us. We don't have to try to take on the burdens of understanding without him. Because you're not going to understand nothing. You're not going to understand all the angles, even if you got a grasp of what you're looking at. So this is what I know. God can do a million different things from where I'm at right now. Probably more than he would have been able to do if they would have let me stay in that apartment for more than 10 more days. I don't want 10 more days. I want the urgency to meet me for the first time so I can meet the life that I'm in with the urgency necessary with the strength that I have. I want that. Not as it pertains to a choice that, oh, okay, this is what I would choose. No, but since I'm here, this is a challenge that I'm up for. Especially since I know I did it with the right things in mind. I didn't fall because I was scared to stand for something. I fell because I was standing for something. I didn't fall because I was too scared to leave the house. I was too scared to leave the house because I was budgeting my shares. Budgeting. Now, granted, the conditioning to stay in the house was obviously in place the whole time. But I didn't want it at that time. I chose it because I was trying to save. And I lost that in the process of all of it. I lost the understanding. And look, saving was important, not because I didn't have money, but because I was holding shares. Now I don't have money. And it's harder to save. That's the irony of it. It's harder to save now. But the discipline was so much easier when the process had just started, when we thought that the MOAS was on the way. But now that they didn't run the shares all the way down to $3, it ain't as easy. It ain't as easy. But my conditioning of the mind tells me I ain't got to sell a damn thing now. What am I going to do? Sell out of the position now? Shoot. They already got me on the ropes. What am I going to do? So my thing is, I'm open to the Lord squeezing this thing tomorrow. You know what I mean? Giving me all the money I need. 10 days. Right on time for me to get the hell out of here. That's what I'm hoping for. It's really legitimately what I'm hoping for. That he would just let me have what it is that I'm owed, so my path doesn't have to be ridiculously difficult from here. And then from there, I can take the money that I've earned and invest it the way I need to. But that's not how this works. I don't think that's going to make me the man that he wants me to be. I don't feel like that's going to be the path that's going to make it so that I'm never like this again. The path I'm on is going to make it so that I'm never like this again. And that's the one I need to be on. That's the path I need to be on, the one that gets me off this block. I've been on the street for 8 years. I ain't been on this corner but 4 times. That is wrong. You know how wrong that is? It's the truth. Because of the isolation and the fear, the nonsense, and it got nothing to do with how I actually feel in life, man. Nothing to do with the courage that I used to hold these damn shares as long as I did. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel, but I tell you this has come to an end. This area, as it pertains to my life and me here, it's over. And I'm happy about it, low key, y'all. I'm happy about it. No spot for a black man, bro. I love the neighborhood for what it's done for me. The people have been nice to me. Y'all saw that graffiti. It is what it is. These are trenches, man. Young people ain't got a whole lot, man. And so that's why I prayed so much about this area while I was here. I prayed for the soil here. I felt like I was embraced by this place, you know what I mean? It pertains to the energy here, the love here. So as I'm walking down the street, I'm looking for completion. I'm looking for a cumulation of circumstances as it pertains to my attachment to this neighborhood, my attachment to that apartment. I'm looking forward to breaking away from that on time to be the hell out of Dodge. And so that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna start looking at things that need to go. I'm gonna get my prayer going, maybe give myself a little bit of a night to enjoy myself, and then move on from there, man. Move on from there. Let the Lord put this place behind me and all the anxieties attached to this place and all of the bad tendencies attached to this place, all of the dumb stuff attached to how I lived here, how I maneuvered around living here. I am so ready for all of it to be over. And let me tell you, man, having my own spot was a good feeling, but when you don't have any direction in regards to that spot, it ain't nothing to feel. It ain't nothing to feel. It's just a trap for your mind. So, I've reached my home, walking up to this place probably for one of the infernal times. And you know what I've learned? That God's got my back for the next chapter of this thing. And it's going to be phenomenal when I get to where I'm going. That's what I've learned. It's going to be phenomenal because I'm claiming it, and I'm going to do the right things when I get there to not only help myself with my mental health, but also help myself with my circumstances as it pertains to my money. And I'm going to earn something. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. But I'm going to take what I've done in this camera. I'm going to take what it is that I've learned. I'm going to take the tough nature of what it is that I've faced here. And I'm going to do something with it. In Jesus' name, I'm going to do something with it. And I just walk into this place thankful that I've had it for as long as I have. They've evicted me from this place. I'm blessed to have had it as long as I had. But they have evicted me from this place. So, that's what it is, man. No more of this. I didn't get a chance to... Never got a chance. Like the Lord didn't really want me to act like that was the reason it didn't get done. And I told the judge the truth, man. I tell you guys, I'm not a liar, bro. I'm not a con man, bro. I'm not. Because the way I see it is, if I would have lied and he would have said yes, the time that I would have spent in this place wouldn't have been blessed. And I would have missed the things that he wants me to experience outside of this place that would probably give me a domino effect that would lead to a bunch of stuff that ain't no good. Telling the truth, even though it's not a favorable path, you got to remember that paths start a certain place. It don't necessarily mean they got to end that way. You can start in the toilet and end in the Maldives. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take the right path. The blessed path is the right path. Now, I see right now a bunch of stuff that I can throw away. Nothing I'm attached to. Nothing that can't be gotten rid of in 20 minutes or less. And that is what I'm blessed to understand. There's nothing here that is bigger than what it is I can build for myself somewhere else. All this clothes in this closet can be immediately replaced. And so that's what I want people to understand. If you're attached to something, that's what this is. If you're attached to something, if you feel like your spirit is bound by something that is no good for you, whether it be a relationship, a place, a circumstance, a mindset, take my example as I move forward over the next 10 days to try to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with myself. Take my example. You don't have to be. And look, I'm talking to me. You don't have to be married to this place, son. You don't have to be married to this place, ma'am. You can embrace the Lord's blessings upon your life as it pertains to the unknown, and you don't have to listen to that voice that tells you you know what's coming. Most of the things that we fear, and I say most because I don't know nothing, but most of the things that we fear is not going to be our undoing. It's not going to be what kills us. It's going to be the adherence to that fear that's going to ultimately lead us to that. So let me be an example. As you've watched me in this channel, as you've watched me go through the comfort of being in this house, I just say, Lord, break me away. I'm in here now with y'all. Lord, I have enjoyed this place for 8 years. It has been more than enough for me. And honestly, I don't know where I'm going, so it can get a lot worse from here. But I know deep in my soul that this place came to me when I needed it the most. And it got to a point where it was no longer good for me to have it. Regardless of what it is that's coming next, regardless of what it is that I felt, regardless of nothing, it's time for me to stop living like this. It's time for me to stop being closed to the point where I can't go outside. I don't want to go outside. It just gets to a point where it's not the place that did that to me, but that I'm in the place has transpired in such a way that I need to move on from the place in order to get the help that I need, to get the circumstances I need to be around, the people I need to be around, to develop who it is that I'm going to be in the eyes of the people who already know me, now that they see me change. Or rather, haven't seen the change, but will when they see I've become the BDF. So I'm telling y'all, I'm moving out of this place. But I'm telling y'all, I look forward to moving into my next place, my mansion, my apartment, whatever it's going to be. You know what I mean? I'm open. Because at the end of the day, I got the Holy Spirit with me as it pertains to everything that I've prayed about. So now, the only thing I really need from him is to just continue to keep me on the same path that he's had me on over the last 2 days, which put me in a position to be this comfortable in the first place. Comfortable as in comfortable with the change, not comfortable with staying comfortable. That's not comfort at all. That's trapped. And I'll tell you what else I'm looking forward to. The basketball game. I want to watch the Nuggets and the Heat tonight because this circumstance has made me appreciate my space. The ability to have my own apartment. The ability to just stretch my legs and do whatever I want to do. But with that time, did I do anything good? Only portions of it. Only as of late. So let that be what it is, you guys. And look, what are you going to do, right? It's a tough day. But I'm a tough guy, man. I've gone through enough in my life to know that my God is with me. I've gone through enough in my life to know that it's positivity that's going to get me to my best decision making. I've gone through enough egg on my face in my life to know that my God did not bring me this far to drop me off. That he's still bringing cats around to give me comfort. That he's still making me remember that there was a life before this place that didn't have me attached to this place and had me thinking about that all the way leading up to this day. And now that we're here, I can't wait to get somewhere where I can jog, yo. I can't wait to get somewhere where I can just not feel like I'm not safe for walking down the street. And maybe I'm going to a worse neighborhood. I don't know. But the point is, this has concluded and as blessed as it's ever been because I was talking to God about how I got to this place, and I'm talking to God about how I'm leaving this place, and whatever happens next is going to be embraced because God is with me and I'm ready to receive the help that I need. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching.